Natsuno Minami. You might remember her from the previous episode that we just did. Appears a lot in Mira's storyline. Mira appears a lot in hers. I mean, I thought that, to be honest, in that previous episode, I kind of confused Mira's story that is happening already in the prologue because he appeared so much in that one originally. Anyway, Robot Buddy. Back to him, back trying to find Sentinel in one of the other time periods, which, if I remember correctly, is most of what Natsuno's storyline is. Something like that.
Robot, alien, / brain, / person.
Brain, robot, alien. Although I will point out once again, I don't think we've had any evidence that that is in fact what is going on with the Robot Buddy here.
Is the talking cat, maybe this is the talking cat, like a different timeline of them.
That, I mean, you know, with how everything has been going so far, it's like Natsuno might as well, VJ there might as well just be another version of Natsuno, right?
Yeah.
And also the cat. And also Iori Fuyusaka, who is apparently everybody in the entire game.
Well, we know Fuyusaki is Morimura.
Yes, that we have had confirmed.
As well as Takamaki.
As well as Ann Takamaki. Yes, that's the secret fifth character she also is. Along with
in the true ending, after you've done all
just real quick, let's go over that real quick. There is child Morimura from the 1940s.
Yep.
16-year-old Morimura, who is Yori Fuyusaka in the 1980s. Is it Morimura from either the 60s or the 100s or the 2100s? I don't remember. That was also displaced back in time 16 years. He was doing the research on the UFO. And then, yeah, Professor Morimura from the 2188.
Yeah. So we need to figure out Chibi
and Ann Takamaki.
Chibi Chihiro is in 1944 alternate.
And potentially 1985 because, you know, we did see a character that looked apparently very similar to her palling around with Goto.
I mean, you have to assume that they're the same at that point. Like, you just assume.
I mean, you have to assume because this is 13 Sentinels. Yeah. Aegis Rim.
Everyone is going to become everyone, and
it could actually be another. There might be in every one of the time periods a chibi hero just kind of hanging around.
Yeah, and it could be that alien, that robot, that little friend, like, or the child, or the cat.
A child could easily fit into that's not true at all. It's like the size of a rice cooker.
Every character needs a mascot, so they're all gonna have one mascot that's just for them. 13 mascots, 13 Sentinels, 26 total.
Yeah.
And then the
we got BJ here with Natsuno. We got, of course, Fluffy with Megumi. Fuyusaka has the crepes. And of course Hijiyama has the yakisoba.
Oh yeah, of course.
Jiro has amnesia.
Yes, and then Mira
just in all of its forms
has the hat.
It's yours, right?
And then is there even any other? I mean, VJ is clearly the mascot character of the game. I think that's that is unquestionably the truth here.
Yeah, the 14th Sentinel, if you will.
The 14th Sentinel. I mean, there's nothing that says there ain't no rules against robots piloting Sentinels, as far as we know.
I remember I texted you with just oh yeah, we'll finally discover the truth of 13th Sentinel, and you're like, that's actually something that eventually happened somehow. Like, that's actually kind of accurate. And I'm like, I just said the stupidest thing I could think of, and
I mean, it's already kind of been like a thing where Tsukasa Okino, the character who pals around with Hijiyama a lot, and the dude who originally created like the Sentinels, is technically a Sentinel user. However, does not appear in the gameplay sections of the games as a pilot.
Okay.
So he is sort of the 13th Sentinel.
Did this game have a pilot?
14th Sentinel, yeah, me.
Oh, okay.
Hi. It's me. Hey, hello. It's me, Pilot Inferno Firebird. here to take you through the cloudy skies of 13 Sentinels until we can reach our destination of a timeline of events that make any sense at all.
Well, you're an Italian plumber who is also the 14th Sentinel.
Tsukasa Okino is not a plumber.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
And I guess technically there are even more than just the 13
Hey.
characters if you count the multiple versions of different of like Fuyusaka that exist.
Is Tsukasa...
And maybe the 2188 versions of all the characters that seem to have their own future counterparts where they're actually like parent and daughter and stuff like that.
Whose house is Tsukasa staying at?
I swear to fucking God.
Also, she's
For
very...
the past 5 minutes, YouTube can't demonetize this. Can't turn this into a demon.
So yeah, she's very aware of Area 51. It's one of the few character traits they don't give a lot of character traits to characters, which makes this game a lot more confusing than it should be.
They try. I'll give them props for that. But it's hard to remember that when
it's hard to do that.
After we get them hanging out after school, then it's like, meanwhile in 2188.
Well, I do think it is hard to give them characteristics because you don't want to have something where, oh well, this character becomes this character, but that contradicts what we said about this character. So, well, I mean, you could the more
13 main characters. Don't forget about that.
The more specific.
And you also have characters like Tsukasa, for example, who are very important to the plot. And technically should be one of the characters, but for some reason aren't. Maybe we'll find out in one of the storylines why.
Or maybe we won't. Maybe this agent is actually Jiro from the future.
Yeah, okay. I'll spoil this one right now. Don't worry. All of your questions about this series are going to be answered eventually.
Eventually. It just might take a year.
He's still after me.
Hey, we're doing 2 episodes in a day right now. I feel like that's... we're on pace to something.
We'll be done with this eventually. It might be in like...
Much like Persona 5, which only took 3 years.
I'll just hide him in my sleeve.
Yeah. I sent you the breakdown on
2018? Yeah.
On the
3
stats
years.
for that. Like, when the Persona Apocalypse began, it was like... We started doing about 1 episode every couple of days. It was
Actually, we were doing 1 episode a day for a while there.
And it ramped up to 1 episode per day. And then I think by the end, it was like 2 or 3 episodes. We just wanted to be done with it.
There was that one day where I just put up 4 episodes in a row just to get it done with. 4 episodes at the same time. And people were like, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, no. I'm playing Persona 5.
But it's done. We finally got out of that. And
it is done. Technically not entirely finished because I still got the whole, learning Japanese portion of it to still finish up, which I've been slowly chipping away at. But
do you have that? Is that an unfinished part of the game? You feel like you need to go back to Persona 5 and do that? Is that
look, I don't want to go back to Persona 5 for that, but the groundwork and everything is already
That's
there.
true. You did spend a lot of work on the groundwork, so you might as well.
It would be a shame to have it end at episode 80.
Yeah.
Which is still so absurd. I have had at least like one person ask me, it's like, hey, you going to continue with that? And yes, but like, man, studying is hard.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like sitting down there trying to really try to get the most out of it. You're not just doing it so that you can have it go up with the episode. So you're sort of kind of sitting there fudging it, being like, well, let's not even pay attention to this. Just get the transcription down. Don't worry about doing the studying part. It's like I don't have that excuse anymore.
So can I ask you, just out of curiosity, since it's not like we're doing anything related to the plot, so do you find that when you learn a ton of information, like you really study something really hard, like at the end of the day, do you just feel like worn out from studying? Like,
yes.
Oh man, I feel so like, I'm wiped out from studying. Do you ever feel like that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Good, because I'm not good, but like it's good to know that somebody else also feels like that. It's such a weird thing. I feel like it is like the amount of information you can get in a day. There's a hard upper bound where your brain just says, no, I'm not going to retain any information at this point. You just need to go to bed.
Yeah, after if I'm doing especially when I was initially learning kanji, I was feeling that a lot. where you trying to really shove that amount of information. You know, characters that prior to that had meant absolutely nothing to me, and I'm trying to remember individual, you know, like 10 stroke characters that all have very unique meanings and combinations and can look similar to each other and everything like that. That it's like eventually gets to the point where you just get like a brain fog, where you're like, oh, I gotta get away from this man.
Yeah, and it's not even like a headache. It's just like your body's telling you need to go to sleep. You need to like absorb all the stuff that you've learned that day.
Yeah, that is very. I don't know how common that is because not even in school did I really feel like that. For maybe not the best, you know. But aside from my academics, it's like I guess I'm putting a lot more effort into that. What you know.
What now?
Well, I mean,
But anyway,
it's interesting.
yeah, that's very much a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how common it is, but
I
I guess if you're really hardcore into studying, maybe it happens more.
Yeah.
Or, you know, mathematics, problem solving in one way or another.
Yeah, you're just like really messed up. Like you just absorb all this fucking information like we do. Like we're just not.
You can hurt yourself weightlifting, but I don't think anybody's ever hurt themselves from trying to learn too much.
Yeah,
I think.
probably not. Well, I mean, I think that's where
But it does seem
well,
like you still do get that exhaustion.
Actually, I would say that's where some people, you know, that's where they develop like a drug addiction, so that they can stay awake and keep plowing
Well,
away.
I don't think that's the same thing as overworking your brain.
Yeah, that's true.
Trying to sleep deprivation.
Yeah, no.
My best friend's wedding reference in this game? Weird.
Huh.
Oh, well, that's how you unlock the Yuki storyline. Remember how she started to go work for Tetsuya Ida? Who is also Shu Amaguchi?
Sure.
That's I mean, we've been talking about Fuyusaka, but that's like also a thing that we're gonna eventually have to grapple
Wait,
with.
is Shu Amaguchi the friend, the rich kid?
Shu Amaguchi is a rich kid, not to be confused with Kyuta Shiba, who is the Ryuji character that hangs out with. He's kind of like the
Is he the one who smirks?
he's the smirky winky guy.
Oh, okay. So
Oh, smirky winky.
that classic, yeah.
That's what I want to be known as eventually.
Oh, I've definitely seen this scene. Yeah. Okay, this is where she
you
meets
spot Minami?
the AI.
I mean, if I ever do any sort of webcam type of stuff, you're definitely getting winks. I'm obviously doing the kiss stuff right now, which I still do not like, but people do.
What is the case thing? Is it whenever you get like, is it like a donation or whatever?
Whenever I get a sub.
Okay.
Well, it's now by request only, but
It's when you get
it still gets requested.
when you get an Italian sub sandwich, yes, also known as a
Yeah,
hero.
when I get an Italian sub sandwich, I immediately start kissing it.
Oh.
Right in front of the person who's selling it to me, and they're like, "Holy shit, dude! At least wait until you're out of the store."
You know that the thing like how there's hero sandwiches. I think I was watching somebody on my Twitter feed said that was related to like a gyro. So like that actually makes a lot of sense. Like the hero sandwich might have come from a gyro, like the Greek wrap.
Secret agents
Yes.
The Greek.
Is that a wrap?
It's
Yeah,
kind,
I guess.
kind of it's like a pita. It's like a falafel kind of. It's just
Well, I mean, I know what it is. Wait, is it? Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
kind-
Whenever I get falafel, I always just I don't get it with the in like sandwich form.
it's similar. It's the It's kind of like Mediterranean. It's just very spiced meat inside. Whatever.
Yeah. It's a
Anyway, this is
ground
just-
spice meat. It's very good. I would highly recommend getting them if you've never had one before.
Anyway, so sorry, I got off track with talking
Tzatziki
about
sauce
sandwiches
is
again.
amazing, and it goes well on many different things. We were talking before about potentially putting mayonnaise on fries,
Yeah,
and by before I mean I don't know, sometime in the past few days.
on one of the episodes, or maybe a different series, but
I think that actually might have been Sexy Brutality,
Okay.
but whatever.
we just
And that's where I suggested putting butter on fries.
I mean,
okay. No, it's coming back.
Okay,
Tzatziki also works well as a condiment for fries.
okay. Oh yeah. No, you're right. The sauce that is on a gyro, yes.
Yeah, got a lot of garlic, cucumber, yogurt. It's pretty great.
It is actually great. It's a highly ranked sauce. It's an S tier sauce.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, as we all know, S tier sauces probably something along the lines of.
Actually, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say
I want to say mayonnaise. People might disagree with me on that
I
one.
feel like
I like mayonnaise.
we probably should just say these are my condiments. I would say, like, I think you use.
Okay. Ranch sauce. Ranch sauce is S rank for me.
I don't think I've had.
Tzatziki, I'll also put S rank.
Is ranch sauce similar to? I can't even say it now.
Tzatziki?
Tzatziki. Did I say it right?
Anyway, yes. Yeah, I guess you would call it kind of similar. It's more of buttermilk, mayonnaise, and spices, whereas tzatziki is yogurt, cucumber, and a lot of garlic, if I remember.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
The basic makeup of it.
I think there's cilantro maybe in there.
Potentially. I know it's mostly garlic though. That's the major flavor profile that you're getting out of it.
Yeah.
And then ranch is buttermilk, mayonnaise, and a number of different other spices. I couldn't even tell you all of them, but that is one of my favorites.
Okay. Yeah. No, I would say I think holiday sauce is way up there for me.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, just get some eggs Benedict. That's classic.
Halfway to a custard. Hey, it's been a while since we've seen this dumb animation.
It's been a while.
But yeah, that one is like slowly cooked egg yolks, like you would make a custard, and then except it's flavored with something else that I cannot remember.
I mean, it's lemon juice for sure. Like, there's definitely lemon juice in there. I think there's it's very similar to a custard. Lemon juice. There's some other things in there. I think it is like another garlic one, and I think also butter. Like, it might just be eggs, butter, cream, and lemon juice is the main thing.
Probably like salt too, but I mean that's the only thing that I can think of.
I don't really consider salt. Salt is just
it's been a while since I tried to make that one myself.
Salt is like a valence, not a spice. It's just, it's salty. You add more salt to something.
Well, yeah, but it's supposed to be savory because it's the sauce like that.
Yeah. I see. You wouldn't.
Maybe it's just me that like some of the hollandaise sauces that I've made or have had made. We're kind of salty.
Okay. Would you say that salted caramel is savory?
Man. Okay. So,
all right.
Is the Sentinel
What was that snort?
I don't know. I'm just. We are so off track, but I don't know if we want to be on track.
Guacamole is an S tier sauce.
Oh yeah, for sure. I will say I think it is like there. I think it is a little bit overrated compared to just an avocado. Like, an avocado is the main ingredient that makes a guacamole great. And it's like...
Well, the guacamole is just, crushed avocado.
Yeah.
People will dress it up in other ways, but if you were just talking what is guacamole, it's just avocado made into sauce.
Yeah.
Which, avocados already have a lot of oil in them, so you don't really need to do much more than...
Yeah. I feel
just that and like a little bit of salt for flavor.
I almost feel like with I guess that's what I'm saying is like guacamole is an S tier sauce, but that just means that avocados are an S tier vegetable. You just pour them on. You could just get everything off of an avocado and just put it on, your the Mexican dish that you're eating, and you have just an enhanced version of it. You know what I mean?
Or any dish, really.
Any dish, really.
Throw that on like a sandwich. Yeah, you can even throw that into desserts. Just like crushing that up with a little bit of chocolate sauce on it is actually quite good.
Oh, it would probably be really good with an avocado banh mi. Like the...
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that would be really good because it's just like, it's savory and fatty, and it's like a nice little condiment to put on there.
Oh, yeah.
Or garnish.
Hey, Tamao has been getting the magic pills for the amnesia.
Completely eliminate your nightmares.
The magic pills for the personality replacement is also maybe what they are, because that's kind of what Juro was taking for a while there, and what the other characters who have been suffering from amnesia have been taking.
So does it give them is it pills that turn them into an amnesiac, or pills that stave off their amnesia? Or pills that make them have nightmares?
I think it's pills that are supposed to stave off the amnesiac.
Okay. Oh, like the Radiohead album, yeah, of course.
Except they also seem to implant new memories into you for personality. You know how like Juro got a personality transplant?
That's a thing that's real. That's a...
Whatever, man. It more or less is.
I mean, I don't know why that would be my line for this. Like, that's my red line for this. Like, no, I can accept anything. All the crap.
You could draw so many lines for this game. That's a pretty good one. It's not even a bad line to be drawn.
I mean, it feels so contrived. It's like, well, then they gave him a personality transfer and he was a new person. Like, that is a little bit silly.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I don't know if you've noticed, but the other people who are suffering from the amnesia are like dying.
Yeah.
Like Shinomone, I've described as sick girl the entire time, and yeah.
Is Shinomone like also the goth girl?
No, I guess you can kind of refer to her as gothy.
The delinquent.
Oh no, not the delinquent.
Oh, okay.
Delinquent is the delinquent.
Okay.
Shinomone is the one who has the baggy eyes and the bandages wrapped around her head. She was introduced as like as the delinquent girl's superior.
Okay.
When she first started working for the organization.
Who's the girl with the pearl earring? Who's the girl with the dragon tattoo? Enough.
That would probably be Yuki, if anybody.
Yeah.
So this is the Sentinel.
Though not really embodying that character's
Yuki is the
worldview.
delinquent. Okay, yeah, because we talked about that on the last one. Yeah. Professor Yuki. Like.
From the future, yes. I thought they were building that here, but then again, this is 1985. No, this is 19...
So they all
oh my god!
They all become professors in the year 2188. And
oh no, I gotta take my amnesia medicine now because my head's hurting really bad.
Oh yeah. It's a delicate balance.
Trying to even understand what... I think they're in 1945 right now.
Every day you wake up and you take the pills that take away your amnesia, and every night you have to take the pills that take away your amnesia. You have nightmares about the future.
What happened to him?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. And I mean, that's how they diegetically explain why you're aware of the time travel in the present. Oh, I don't know. Who's dead? There's too much stuff happening.
He said a comrade.
Okay. That could be
doesn't
anyone.
really say exactly who.
Any one of our 11 friends who are all the only people in the universe. So.
I mean, the thing is,
What that means.
yeah, I mean that's the entire thing where
People attributed something to it.
being dead doesn't necessarily mean that they're not alive. That's the whole thing.
That is such a weird sentence.
But the thing is, Morimura's dead, but she still is very much a playing character in all these storylines.
And she's
multiple times.
And this robot is talking like a voice of authority.
In some point in time, Juro shot like half of the cast members, and apparently that didn't kill them or something. But they're still around.
Mm-hmm.
Unless that happened in the future or something.
So we're in.
Or if that happened in an alternate timeline.
This is in 1940.
Or it's something else.
This is in 1945, right?
What?
This is in 1945, or no? This is 1945.
I think so.
Okay.
That's what I was so confused about earlier.
I like the woodwork on that kind of the bridge that you're standing on kind of makes me think that it's meant to be like 1945. Like it's not primitive, but it's not like very sophisticated. It's like it looks like a wartime factory from World War II.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a wartime factory type thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's sort of similar to what we see in the old school.
Yeah.
It has the similar
Like,
sort of
I guess what I would say
design.
is it feels like it's almost pre-industrial. Like this is like barely. It looks like it's a big warehouse from the 19th century.
been a while, number 19.
Number 19. I can't remember who pilots number 19. I think there might actually be. I think that just is Mira.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like it's Mira's. I remember Mira had one that was like higher than, like significantly higher than 13, but not like 26. Not going anything crazy.
Test subject, no less.
I mean, if this one was shifted back from the future. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
that's,
there we go.
this one was shifted back from the future.
Without losing your mind.
Okay, now we've got nanotechnology. Just add that to the pile.
Well, that's always been a thing. Remember that they have to have nanomachines to be able to pilot the robots in the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
place.
And I mean, now at that point, like nanomachines can just explain away any possible plot point. Like you could just do anything with that. Like a lot of these, but that's one specifically.
How's it going to explain away the fact there's multiple versions of the same
It
character?
created a simulation in which both of them exist.
As long as they come into contact with
That's,
your
I don't think
spread to the
if they were going to go with that explanation, I think they would have
Oh,
done
no, I'm-
something.
I'm just pointing out that that is a particularly strong contrivance where you can do anything you want with nanomachines because they can be at any level of technology and they can be as sparse or as dense as you want. They can be all over the place, or they can just be little drones that are sent across the universe to slightly,
I mean, we do know that the nanomachines are the ones that are. Oh my god.
I mean, they can be at any scale. They can do anything.
They are the ones that are calling the robots from the future back here in the first
Well, you
place.
could literally just have the nanomachines orchestrating all the events of any possible timeline you could imagine. Like, oh, they created the robots.
That does seem to be the case when it comes to.
There aren't aliens, they're just nanomachines.
Yes, the aliens were the technology.
Yeah. Actually, BJ is just like a bunch of nanomachines.
please, the data is complete.
He doesn't actually exist. The nanomachines are making it seem like he exists.
Okay, so who is that, by the way? I think we've...
That's Tsukasa Okina.
Okay.
Say it again, fucker.
I actually... So whose house is... All right, no.
It seems this is compromised as well.
We need to have restraint. No, I actually didn't realize that was who Tsukasa was. I just actually needed to know that.
I'd best take my
Well, sometimes he's
I was not-
dressed as Kirijo Doji,
Okay.
which is why it's. I guess if you're not really paying attention to the story.
Whoa, BJ, did you see that? He just disappeared. What could possibly be happening? This is wild.
Is he an alien?
We already teleported back from 1985.
I mean, we've also, like, literally seen this scene, I think, in the prologue.
Have we?
I think so.
I don't know. Some of these scenes are very
No, I think
similar.
this is where
sometimes.
Mira comes over to, like, yeah, we've seen this, I think. I could be...
Okay, so I guess he probably comes over at the end of the 78 hours.
Stay here that long.
Okay.
Can't we find another way back to the future?
Oh, no, I think we actually, yeah, because I remember that line, can't we find another way back to the future? Yeah, okay.
Wait, how come you remember this story better than I do?
Because I just am like,
Someone else is coming.
I don't know. I'm broken. And you're broken too.
But not in the way that's helpful for the series.
I'm broken in a more
In a way where I
adaptive
just talk
for the
about
series.
Bible Black a lot.
I just remember that we have seen this. Oh yeah, and then yeah, okay, there we go. Yes. So probably have a time jump. It looks like you need to interact with some object here. I don't know why you're standing still.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not doing it. I hid behind the tree, guys. Was that not good enough?
You probably... Oh.
You need to. Oh, it needs to come up so you interact with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay. Fine, 13 Sentinels. I guess sitting behind the tree wasn't good enough.
Yeah, see, I did actually remember that. Okay.
Maybe I saw a
Maybe I saw Visiting God. And in fact, I saw this before we did Mira's episode as well.
So much for my first day.
Well, yeah, but Mira's we couldn't actually do Mira's starting thing until
was probably worried about me.
later.
So was this from the prologue, or did we just all... Because I remember...
I think this had to be from the prologue, I guess.
Yeah.
State your name. I know you're there.
It's Natsuno Minami.
Freeze.
I know this character's name. Don't worry.
Who are you?
We're experts.
apparently between you and me, we're experts on this.
We're eventually... I do like that. Like, that is... Okay, so just kind of an aside, I watched an hour-long YouTube video on like these. You ever see those like musical scores that are really, really like dense and obscure, and it's like, how does anyone play that? This looks more like a work of art than an actual piece of music. You ever see? You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yes,
really,
they do seem more gimmicky than actual than practical in any way.
yeah. No, I mean, I feel like that was. But the interesting thing is that the video I was watching. They mentioned that they all came to that for their own reasons, and none of them were just like being obscure for obscurity's sake. Like they were working in obscurity. They weren't just being complex to get attention. You know what I mean? Like they were and one of them, I think it was Fernie-Ho, who's probably the most famous of them. It's called the New Complexity, is the movement, and they're not really a movement though. But the Fernie-Ho, his idea was that the sheet music, like as notation, should overwhelm the performer so that they have to decide to do it imperfectly and decide which elements that they remove instead of adding things to the piece. You know, like when you read a piece of music, you think, well, here's how I should play this section, here's how I feel like this, here's how I interpret this. The idea with the New Complexity, at least for Fernie-Ho, was to make it so complex as an entity that you couldn't represent their intent perfectly. All you could do is try to approximate it based on all the information given and trying. And
Well, they did not know about future technology that would allow us.
yeah, in the future,
And
you could just have a robot play it.
it will play it perfectly, even if physically it would be impossible to play on an actual instrument.
I mean, the guy is still.
So does it sound any good?
I mean, well, the guy is. I mean, in other words, it's a commentary on the nature of like performance and stuff. So us dealing with this game isn't necessarily like. It's not necessarily worse because we're struggling to understand it and it's way too complex. It could be a feature that we could use to our advantage. I don't know.
Now, I have said before that everything is going to be explained.
Uh-huh.
This is not the hit 2006 series Lost.
Yeah.
Everything is being done with a purpose.
What are we gonna do about
They
this?
say everything will be explained.
Right. First things first.
Though we do have some time before that does eventually happen.
But every distance is not near. All right.
I don't know if you can necessarily call 13 Sentinels an art piece, is what I'm trying to say.
I-
After all, video games are not art.
That's true. I agree with Roger Ebert. They're not high art.
What's the difference between high art and art?
High art is when you're high when you're making the art.
Ha, got him.
Or when you're consuming it. I guess that's not even true. Because, like, half-baked isn't... I wouldn't consider that to be high art, but it's...
I'm sorry I have to lock you up.
Never mind.
PJ.
I don't know. It's just a joke.
But
You're
those
just
men in
joshing
black are
around
still
here.
wandering around.
Just trying to...
I'll give you points for trying.
Yeah. Don't give me points for trying. That just encourages failure.
We need to get
All
out
right,
of here before someone sees us.
Yeah.
All right. Yuki
Uh-huh.
Takamiya.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you remember who that is?
That is the delinquent girl.
Wow, you got it.
And that's the gym bag that you put the alien robot.
And you have to remember to take that gym bag every single time, otherwise I can't do it.
Just gotta get it out of my locker.
Oh, you gotta get your research note. We've also done this scene before. I've seen this for sure.
This is definitely not the same scene. This is just a very similar scene that we've done several times before.
Oh, because it's the alternate timelines, or just
No, just because of
just because the game's a little bit repetitive.
you know how like Miura's storyline always started with him looking out over the bridge. Well, a lot of Natsuno storylines
Yeah, I see.
start with her grabbing the robot and going to the gate.
I do like that.
You have to dodge a bunch of men in black that are looking for the robot.
That is a nice little like structure that they're putting in there. Wait, okay, so is it literally just the same scene in the same time? It's just that it's an alternate version. Is that right?
It's more or less the same start, but then you go somewhere else.
Well, I mean, it's an alternate. It's a very different alternate timeline, but you know. Like it is just.
I think it's supposed to represent the different day, but I sometimes maybe not. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's actually a good like mystery.
Got it.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay.
Minami.
So
Because
like,
there are definitely some points that it occurs in the same day, and you just take a different route from what you're doing previously.
Put him somewhere safe.
so like
I don't
when
know.
those girls were all getting food, like the
You got it.
when they got like the crepes, and then they got like the how did I know that because I'm talking to Morgana.
The gate, right?
And then they got like the meat like patty or whatever the dough.
Nikomon.
Yes. Those
I've committed that to memory after being so embarrassed about it last time.
those were different days. Those were just different days. They just
I
were,
think those were intended to be different days.
okay, same shit but different day. Okay.
But I know that like, Shinamone, if I'm remembering right, each one of those starts off from a specific event, but I guess those could be different days. I'm not entirely sure.
Which one is Shinamone?
I can't use
Sick
those
girl.
stairs.
Sick girl. Okay.
Better take a
We haven't done
detour.
hers
We can
yet.
go from the opposite.
Okay.
Oh,
Short for Shinda Morgana.
Usami?
No.
Okay. Usami.
We talked a lot about her. We're going to have to do her story.
Usami means rabbit from
Oh,
Danganronpa
You almost hit me.
before becoming Minami.
You almost hit me. Hey, what are you trying to do? Shoot me with that gun?
Hey, you know, in fact, I don't even want to engage with you. I'm just gonna run away.
What's going on? Why is Usami?
And then this is
I mean, whenever I get shot at, my first reaction is to yell at the person who's trying to shoot at me.
well, yeah. So they drop their glasses and we can find.
She's an
it.
imposter.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. We're now bringing android versions of existing characters into the game.
Track you down.
This ca-
I can just hear the disappointment in your voice.
well, just going for the radio head theme. This is kind of from the last one with Amnesiac. This is kind of a paranoid android situation. I don't know.
I would call it that. No, I wouldn't call it that because this android is clearly doing it with purpose.
We're paranoid about the android. Well, we already know her intentions. All right, she wants to harm us. We know that, but I guess we're.
She brought out the. I think that was supposed to be the nano machine shooty gun.
I remember the bathroom because it's similar to Danganronpa bathroom.
The way that it's similar to a bathroom.
There's a bathroom in Danganronpa 3. It actually plays a.
There's a bathroom in Danganronpa 3. There's a bathroom in The Godfather. Literally the same piece of media.
Yeah. You come to me on this.
Francis Ford Coppola stole all of his ideas from Danganronpa V3.
Uh-huh.
How'd you find me here?
I thought number
Hey, there's Tamao. Karabe.
but its signal led me here.
You know, from 1944.
Now that I found 426, I can't just walk away.
What is 426?
Whatever you
We'll hear a lot about that one later.
let you
Okay.
go through with
I think there's a visual novel called 428. Like, is that like Shibuya Scramble or something? I've heard
Yes. I think it's called. Isn't it called Scramble 4228? I've seen a streamer.
Probably.
stream
I have it, and I haven't played it. I think I got it, and somebody recommended it.
I don't know anything about it though. I just know the name.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we have robot android versions of main characters that exist too.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I mean, is every character, so we're gonna have like Android 19
I can barely hold my
is gonna be Mira's.
Mira's robot being an android. No, Mira's not an android.
Was Andrew was Android
Yes.
was Android 18 the one that Krillin marries?
It's just a machine.
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
You're a monster yourself. No,
Look at all these unique animations that I don't think we're ever going to see again.
makes it all.
And by unique animations, you mean they did some kind of there's this. I wonder if they.
I don't know if Natsuno sits down and is scared at something at any other point in time in the game.
I just realized there's probably like an effect that does this in like it's like an animation pack where that's one of the things you could do. Have
Oh yeah. They
liquid
do
shape.
a specific kind of animation
Okay.
thing.
Don't you?
Hey, so this is what we were talking about before about there being a fire in the bathroom. We remember with Yuki,
I already
Here we
referenced
go.
that. Remember the glasses?
the glasses. Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't see the robot though.
Mouse-san?
We knew that there was a second Kisaragi. We didn't know that she was a robot.
Okay, who is Tamao-san?
Tamao is Jiro's grandmother and also that one woman from 1944.
Okay.
And this might not be her. It might also be it might also be a second version of that character too.
Hey, don't jump out like
Because this is established as just a thing that happens now.
I feel like okay, yeah. So she's also in it. Okay.
she's a robot too?
But we also don't know if the person from 1944 is a robot as well. She very well could be.
So he called her so that she could kill the other android.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the other android was hostile.
Okay.
Being known as a person called 426, apparently.
Okay.
I didn't expect you to be here too.
And evidently... Wait a second.
Miura-san? What?
Oh yeah, baby. There's a bunch of different versions of robot characters now.
Uh-huh.
Holy Christ, this game. You didn't think the robot buddy was actually going to be Miura, as it turns out.
What did you do to BJ? Why did you come for him?
This is so confusing. I'm just like... Again,
Yeah, just try, try and figure it out.
I've come for you, Natsuno.
Because this is the end of the episode, by the way, so we're not going to give too much more explanation
Oh my
past this point
God.
for a while.
I guess we'll have to wait a couple weeks.
They have a new commander.
I mean, he's Miro,
So,
and
starting now,
it's not...
No, BJ is Mira,
you order.
the robot buddy.
Oh, okay. That makes
Okay, well, hopefully that clears
that
everything
makes
up.
perfect sense. Okay.
Tamao is presumably
What am I doing?
possessed
And-
by
and
426,
there's
whatever
the
that is.
amnesia. Oh wow.
That's right.
Right, you get amnesia by being shot with a thing. We established...
Now does the
Wait, did we establish that? No, that's a different episode.
was
We haven't done
so
yet.
if BJ is Miro,
Fuck.
then does Miro have memory of what just happened or what? Or is that even Miro still?
I don't think so.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Search for but I can't find him. I bet he got captured.
Yeah, see this
I don't... Yo,
listen, I brought up that Fernie Hunt thing for a reason. That wasn't just a random thing. Now, what
Okay, well,
the reason for it is still unclear to me, but it was like
He kind of stings.
but something with being overwhelmed by information, so whatever. Is that it?
great.
Oh my god. That's a terrible ending.